Slurpedy-derp, my G's. I've got a cup of tea here and it's absolutely wonderful. I'd like to formally apologise for not having gotten dressed to make this video. The truth is, it's very hot in my apartment here in Berlin this summer. You might see some more topless videos, topless sound design coming this summer. Again, it's not an attempt to, look cool or something like that, because most of my subscribers are men anyway. And so yeah, just please just cut me some slack, alright? Because I will just be sweating out while I'm recording otherwise, and we don't want that. So I thought, how can I provide some value? Maybe this provides a little bit of value, maybe not. But it's a phase plant little ARP that I've made. I've had quite a crazy weekend. I was at a medieval reenactment yesterday. If you guys are interested in seeing some of the battles, I'll leave them at the end of the video. It's because it was quite hilarious seeing a bunch of men all suited up in chainmail and whatever, and just battering each other with big weapons. It was great. I had a great time. But yeah, I made this preset actually a few days ago, but I just wanted to share something, I suppose. Hopefully it can inspire one of you a little bit. I haven't really made ARPs before with phase plant, at least I can't really remember making them, so I was just trying to figure it out. And well, here is how I did it basically. Sounds like this on its own. With a drum beat. And yeah, it's quite wonderful, I suppose. I think I can make a better ARP, and as soon as I do, I'm going to definitely share it with you guys. But this is me initiating myself into the process of making ARPs with phase plant tutorial demonstration video. Okay, so if we break it down, baby, to what are the key fundamentals to make an ARP quickly and easily, in my opinion. Use two LFOs, one to do the whole rhythm of the ARP, and the other one to actually be the grid for the different notes that you're going to use. And what you can wonderfully do in phase plant is this little bottom right corner. You can pop out the LFO into like a bigger grid, and then here you can select the amount of squares in your wonderful grid. Shout out to Tron. Basically, if you have the first one on 16, which is the timeline, and then you can have the other one at 12, then that's going to do your octaves. Okay, so if you set it up first, like set up your grid, and then you just take the output onto the semitones of your sound sources. Okay, so I've got two. I've got like a choir vocal and like a synth, which is like a analog synth. Okay, one's at 12, one's at 0. They're both at the root note. And then if I, right click when I'm dragging over my LFO, and then you can just type in 12. You don't want to be adjusting it manually because you'd be there forever. So just right click it and hit 12. And then, yeah, that's going to do the pitch for you. Yeah, that's gonna set yourself up ready to pitch the ARP around. And then the same, you got to do, obviously, set up the main LFO for the rhythm. So here I've chosen a ramp down setting, but then I've just changed the shape a bit of a tack, so it's a bit softer at the start, ramping down on a nice little curvy ski slope style, and then I've hit 2/16 on the actual. That's the speed of the ARP, which you can obviously change however you want. You want a slow ARP or a fast ARP. 2/16 is quite nice. That's this kind of rhythm on, like a 174 BPM track. So 2/16 on that. And then with this one, obviously, we want to set that output to go and modulate the level of everything. So we're going to turn the level of the sounds that we're using, and you can use any real sounds, to be honest. I've chosen the minor detuned analog synth, so like a little bit more softer than just a direct saw wave. And I've chosen the tenor choir from the choir pack, and that one is, like I said, an octave higher. But yeah, both of the level on both of them are down at 0. And then we just whack on the LFO2 to control the volume and crank them all the way up. Well, I've actually cranked the choir all the way up to 200%. And I've cranked the synth up to like 108%. And you can just get a feel for it, test them both out and see like what kind of balance you want. White noise is what I've done to sort of add some salt and pepper in the high end as well, because we love our white noise. And just grab the white noise generator. I like to turn the stereo all the way up. You can slope it left and right a bit if you want to make it like brighter or a bit darker. But then the main thing is adding a cheeky little filter underneath and high pass it. Otherwise, you're going to just clog up the whole sound with noise. So you only want a bit of salt and pepper in the high end, okay? I haven't used the unison on this patch, but I've got a load of other effects that make it a lot better, obviously. You know, when they're all on, it sounds a lot nicer. But essentially, that's the process of setting up the ARP. And then, yeah, most importantly, when you go and when you draw in your notes for the pitch of the ARP, you want to go over to here, select the step kind of mode, and then you can draw in like the different things. And if you hold on Mac as at least Command, it will snap to the line, so you can be sure that they are direct semitones. Yeah, because we've set it up on 12, so each square represents a semitone in this case. Yeah. So here, obviously, I can change however I want the pattern to go. All right, find something funky. In this case, because of the timing of this ARP, one little square is like quite quick, and it like doesn't quite go all the way. It's like very short kind of pitch change. And so you could like extend that timing by having 2 in a row to make it more obvious that the note has changed, you know. So maybe I could do one over here as well. Okay, so there, in that case, it's almost a little bit nicer, you know. Of course, you could adjust the timeline of the grid and, you know, change it that way with the 16. But, you know, the idea is there. It's quite nice that you can have the option to have a little, like, quick pitch alteration or like a really full one as well. So either way, it doesn't really matter. The whole idea, just make sure that the semitones are like at 12, so you can like do directly, you know, actual keys and not somewhere halfway between. That will just keep it nice and tidy, you know. So just adding in the effects to finish off. Loving the shaper, as I've mentioned before. Great way to saturate and distort. Fold back mode here, pretty strong. The ARP really comes into its own and gets its shape from the filter, and it's a bandpass filter that I've used, and that's something that's probably integral to creating a good ARP sound, I suppose. It kind of always, more or less, will want either a low pass or a bandpass filter. So when you're doing ARPs, it's best to get ready to add one of those filters in. In my opinion, it just gives it that shape that makes it, you know, sound good. Toying with all the modes, I settled on the digital mode, drove it up a nice amount, whacked the Q up a bit, and then we're getting a nice groove on our just normal ARP rhythm, the same one we've tracked to the volume levels of the, you know, the tenor choir and the minor detuned saw analog synth. Just the same as the levels are being pumped up and down, the filter is now pumping up and down, and that's just keeping it nice and tidy. Again, like simple, nothing too complex. You can just copy and follow along. It's not that difficult. Try some different, you know, sound sources, and you'll get a slightly different result. I've chosen to add a bit of convolution reverb to put the sound in a space because, you know, a synth without a room sound can be a bit meh. So yeah, nice little addition there. And then second lane of effects, nothing revolutionary. You know, I've just added a little fast dual delay for an extra little tail. Some extra distortion, just like always colouring the sound after some of the effects with a bit of extra gentle saturation to push it. And the shaper as well. This one is, again, just like more distortion, basically. Lane 3, I did want to shape the sound like slightly more. So I've used a non-linear filter again, like a notch filter this time. And just to like mess with that mid-range a little bit. It sort of draws more attention to the low end and the high end in a good way. It doesn't always work on every sound, but in this case, it felt a little bit nicer having that like bass and high end like exaggerated a bit by taking a little bit away in the mid range, just a little bit. You don't want to always do that. Just got to always test it with each sound, you know. The shaper again, a bit more saturation with the S-ness, the snus, and then touch of reverb and a little high end boost. And that's basically the ARP. And again, just the key takeaways and the most important points is, you know, how I've set up my ARP grid. Like, I think that's a pretty smooth and easy and quick way to do it. You know, there's other ways to do ARPs as well, but that's one that I just found the most like, the quickest and easiest way to get it going, basically. And of course, the main LFO rhythm, you can track that to a number of other things as well, like, you know, your filter cutoffs and things. I think it's going on here, on this like notch filter. That's providing a bit of movement there in time with everything else. And that's essentially the meat and bones of it. And like I said, it was just a quick and easy, simple one. I haven't really made many ARPs before, so I just wanted to like do a really, really quick one. And I think I'm going to actually make a better one next week, and I'll post that if I manage to succeed. But anyway, I hope it inspired you a little bit. Phase plant can look like complicated and overwhelming, but it's not really, to be honest. Like, when you keep the rhythm simple and you get used to the interface, it looks like there's a lot of buttons and a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, just keep at it if you're new to it, and you'll figure it out. And I think it's a great, you know, a really great synth to use. I've heard rumours about a Zebra 3 coming out, or already out. I'm going to have to check that out, because I used to love Zebra. Zebra 2 was my favourite synth back in the day. So if there is a new Zebra coming out, then I might have to get on that. But until that happens, or until I bother to Google it, then I'm definitely making a bunch more phase plant videos in the coming week or two. So brace yourself, and maybe I'll wear a t-shirt if I feel like it will help. But either way, sound design will happen. Here it is with the drums one more time. We'll make a bit of a darker one next time. I'll try and get even more, in your face with it. But hopefully it helped you a little bit to show you how you can make an easy, quick ARP and just mess around with the sound sources. You'll get something probably better than what I've made, to be fair. And just wanted to pop on YouTube quickly and say hi to you guys. Shout out to everyone who's been commenting recently. I'll do some more individual shout outs soon. Much love to you all. And stay tuned to watch some medieval battles. Let's go.
mit seinem Kopf!